welcome to a new video. So for this week I am not doing a vlog because I am actually out to see some family on Saturday, and then Sunday I have some other plans with friends. And because I didn't want to just like vlog maybe just like that one day because it's kind of a weird day, I thought I would do like a little get ready with me slash Q&A, but it's going to be like a very chatty get ready with me, like we're on FaceTime, and I'm going to answer some questions that I've received from you guys on Instagram and obviously on YouTube. I just asked if there was any questions you guys would like to ask me. It could be book related, it could be advice, it could just be questions about me that you guys want to know. And I know obviously we've reached over 1,000 now. I think the last time I did one of these is when I first started my channel, and I think I only had 200 subscribers, so I thought I would do it again. And we can do my everyday makeup routine as well. I am going to be doing like a little bit more glam. I would still say this is like everyday routine because I don't wear makeup usually during the weekday. Like during work I don't usually wear makeup, but weekends I usually like to do quite a simple easy makeup routine. So I thought I'll show you guys my routine whilst we talk and chat. So I've done my hair already. I kind of tried to refresh the curls. I'm currently on like day 5 I believe, and I've just like done my hair. This is the top that I'm wearing. I'm going out to see family. I'm just gonna spend the next probably half an hour doing my makeup. Usually my makeup takes about 15 minutes max. I don't really do much in terms of my makeup, or at least for me it doesn't feel like much. I don't wear foundation. I do have foundation but I just don't wear it, and the only time I do wear it is usually for like special occasions. And my skin has been looking really good lately. If you guys see me like looking up, it's because I've got my mirror right here so I can see what I'm actually doing when I do my makeup. But first up, we're gonna put my hair in one of my headbands. I love these headbands. They just keep your hair out your face. I'm just popping it on. Oh, my rings keep catching in my hair, so that's not fun. So we're gonna do it like that. So first up, we're going to start off with primer. So this is the Refine primer. This is the Glow and Sculpt. My friend actually introduced me to this and I absolutely love it. I usually struggle to find like a good like hydrating primer, and this does the trick. So I've got some questions on my phone, and I've also added some questions of my own and kind of just like some fun facts about me. So I think the first thing we're going to do is the first question. So the first question that I was given was, what gave you the confidence to post your first video? So we're starting off strong when we get to this. So I don't even know, like I'm trying to think back to when I first posted on YouTube. I think it was for my birthday not last year, in 2023, and I don't even know what the confidence was. I think it was just like me. I was at university. I think I was in my final year of uni, and I just was sick of seeing like YouTube videos and always like wanting to do it, because I've actually wanted to do YouTube for a very long time. I had like loads of videos that not loads of videos, like I had a few videos that I posted when I was like really young, like most people do, and I've always wanted to start a channel, but I was always like scared to start a channel because everyone's like, why would you start a YouTube channel? Like it's not a career. There's nothing out of it. But I wanted to do it as a hobby because I love to talk about myself and books and stuff like that, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And then when I was in my second year of uni, I really started to read again, and when I went into my third year of uni, I said to myself, right, I want to do a YouTube channel. I don't know what I want to do it on yet, but I love reading and I love talking about books to my friends and stuff like that. So I was thinking, why don't I make a YouTube channel about books? Because I saw so many creators that did this and I thought it was so fun. I love talking about books and it's something that I was genuinely interested in, but I also wanted to do something that was lifestyle. So as you guys can see, like my first ever post was like my birthday vlog, and obviously looking back at it now, it's not my best work, but I am super proud of it. And when you have come so far, you go back and look at your videos and actually think they're actually not as cringe as you thought they were. It's just that you just started. And I think my confidence was definitely my friend, one of my best friends, Holly. She really definitely like pushed me to start a channel as well. Like she was like, oh, you should do it, don't be afraid what other people think, just do it. And then also I was watching stuff like Stara Caroli, Destiny, Hayley Farm, Stephanie Brower, like these different people. I just love the way they talked about books, But the only thing that I couldn't see many people of colour talking about books, let alone in the UK. I feel like we don't have many black creators in the UK that are actually like advertised. Like I never really, like I grew up on like Nella Rose and stuff like that, and I used to love her channel. She used to be so funny, but I used to never find someone that was part of the same niche that I wanted to do, and I wanted to be like part of that. And from that I've really felt really motivated to do it. So I think the confidence came from friends, definitely my really closest friend, but also like something that I really wanted to do, and I just like forced myself. I hated my first video. Well, I actually thought it was great, and then I started posting more videos, and then I kind of just got anxious about my content. But then actually I realised I shouldn't actually care what other people think. Just like I don't know, it was an escape for me, because when uni got hard I could like just pick up a camera and like film about books and stuff like that, and I just love talking to everyone. So I just really forced myself really, because I was like, just do it, and I'm so happy I did, because there were so many times throughout the process that I just wanted to give up, but I was like, actually girl, don't do that. Like, you actually want to do it, don't force yourself not to do it just because you're scared. And now that I've posted, people actually just don't care. And I realised people don't care, especially like family. That I was really worried about my family, thinking like, why is she doing that, like it's not a career and stuff like that. But actually a lot of them don't care, and actually my whole family is really supportive of what I do. So yeah, that would probably be the first answer to the question. See, I tend to yap, so I'm already yapping, but I'm also just gone in with concealer. So I use the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser and Multi Concealer. I love this stuff. Like I've literally been using it since I was about 15, and I'm now 22, about to be 23, and I use the shade 11. I did actually have a different shade. As you can see, this ain't exactly my shade. This is more like a orangey reddish tone compared to like my skin tone, because I had used that one for such a long time. The number had rubbed out, so I still can't like know which one. So I have two. We have like this one and like a slightly lighter one, so I usually sometimes go in with that. I always like to also pair it with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I usually like to let my concealer sit for a little bit. So we have this brush. This is from Oscar Charles. I got this for Christmas one year, and I actually really do love these brushes. I do actually need to go ahead and wash my brushes, because I haven't for a very long time. I just feel like it's just something that I always forget to do, always procrastinate, but I might definitely do it. I need to do it soon, because I don't think I've done it for over a year, so I'm quite lucky that my skin hasn't broken out from this. But now we're going to move on to question number 2. Question number 2 was, what was the most memorable thing about 2024? Oh, this is an interesting one. I think for me, the most memorable part of 2024 was when my niece was born. So I have a little niece, and she is the first grandchild in the whole family. Obviously it's my first niece or nephew, so obviously I have an older brother. If you guys don't know, he is married, and it actually came to a surprise for all of us to find out that my sister-in-law was pregnant at the end of the year. And 2024, my niece was born, and I'm actually obsessed with her. She's like the best thing in my life. Like I absolutely adore her so much. I didn't realise how much I could love a person until she existed. And I've always loved children. I worked in a nursery part-time when I was at university, but now she's here. She's actually the light of my life. She's literally the light of life. Like everyone in my family is obsessed with her, and I'm obsessed with her so much. Like she is just amazing, and I would definitely say she's the best thing that has come out of 2024 for me. She is just such a, I don't know, she's just such a beacon of light, and she doesn't even know it, and she doesn't know it yet, and I'm just so happy that she exists. And I would definitely say that's the most memorable part of 2024. I think also another thing that was memorable for 2024 was me going on my first solo trip, and also reaching 1k on YouTube. That was quite a milestone for me, just because it's taken me, like, even though I only started my channel in 2023, it's taken me years and years and years and years of courage to start my channel, but also let alone reach 1k. Is just such a big milestone for me. And since then, my whole life, I feel like it's just changed. My confidence has changed through doing YouTube and the different people that I've met, and it's just such a beautiful community, the book community and the YouTube community, and I love every single one of my subscribers. And yeah, like, I would definitely say my most memorable would be my niece, because she's my bestie. She's my built-in bestie, and I'm so excited to see us grow together, because obviously I'm quite a young aunt. I'm only 23. Well, I'm 22, 23 next month. So I feel like we got to have such a fun time, and I feel like as I grow, she's gonna grow, and I can't wait to see those milestones for the first time. And then next up, the next question I have is, what's one thing you simply have to do in 2025? So obviously we're in a brand new year, guys, and to think back at what I want to do this year, I don't really know. Like, let's be honest, like, I don't really know what I want to do this year. I think one thing that I simply got to do is another solo trip. Like, if I had to do something that, if I want to look back on 2025 and be like, what did I do, is another solo trip. Like, I did my first solo trip at the back end of last year. Absolutely enjoyed it. I have an Edinburgh vlog if you guys want to see it, and from then it's just kind of triggered me going on to like more solo trips, and I definitely want to go on an abroad solo trip in maybe somewhere in Europe. And yeah, that's definitely something that I simply have to do. And also, I don't know what else I would like to do. Maybe do something new, like maybe start a new hobby. I really want to establish like a fitness routine. I do actually have my first Pilates class tomorrow, and I definitely want to incorporate that in my daily life. So I definitely think that's something that I also want to do this year. But I'd probably say those are the top 2 priorities that I have for this year. So now we're going to go in with the Rare Beauty blush. I use the shade Grateful. I absolutely love this blush with my whole heart. Like, I love really vibrant blushes, and I just put it on like this. Like, you only need a little bit. Like, it might look like a lot now that you just see me put it on, but you only need a little bit like that. And I usually do it just under my eyes, kind of the back end of my eyes. So I do a little bit of that. And then we have my blush brush. This is the one I use. It's kind of like slanted like this. I feel like it's just such a perfect blush brush, and as you guys can see. And then what I do, I just stipple it in, and I kind of make my way up like that. And yeah, it's just such a beautiful colour. Like, look how stunning this colour is. I'm obsessed with it. Like, if I'm gonna do makeup, it has to include blush. Like, I can't believe there was days where in the past I didn't wear blush, and I love a cream blush. Like, I used to just wear a powder blush, but a cream blush is definitely so good. If I feel like it's more natural than the powder one, and it's more glowy. Like, if you want a glowy, dewy finish, then I would really highly recommend. And I usually like to bring it a bit further down, just so it blends down with the rest of my face like that. I have quite high cheekbones, but I like to kind of put it like this, and I usually start it at the top, lift it up, and then kind of bring it down with the last little bits of product. But kind of that's what I do. Obviously, we've done my concealer. I love concealer. I literally just do it under my eyes and then around my mouth, because that's where I get like the dark areas because of my smile lines. So I just do that. But that is what my blush is looking like. I usually just like keep blending it until I can't anymore. And this kind of just gives me like a tanned kind of finish, I feel like. It's just very much like sun-kissed kind of feeling. And then next up, we're going to go in with, I usually go in with a bronzer. Sometimes I don't usually wear bronzer a lot of the time, but I think we're going to do a little bit of it today. So I just need to find the brush. For my bronzer, it's like a bigger version of the blush brush, a lot deeper, and I just love the size of it and the slant part of it. If you guys can see, I just follow where my cheekbones are, and the bronzer that I use is the Fenty Beauty in Mocha Mami number 8. I love this colour. Like, guys, like, look how deep this colour is, and it's like a reddish orange kind of colour, and I just love these. I feel like they just give you that sun-kissed, summery, tanned look. But whilst we do my bronzer, we're going to go on to the next question. So the next question is, what's your favourite book adaptations? So let me think back. So I have some movie adaptations that I've really enjoyed, but I didn't know they were based on books. So in terms of my favourite book adaptations, in terms of stuff that I haven't read but I love the show version and I found out their book adaptations, is my favourite movie is The Dove, and that is actually based on a book, and I actually really want to read that because I love the movie so much. Like, I just love the cast, I just love the like nostalgia teen aesthetic of it, and I just love like just it's just really funny, and I just could really relate to the main character, and to see her have like a happy ending. Like that's like the romance that I read. And I feel like a TV show that's a book adaptation is The Vampire Diaries. Like my favourite TV show is The Vampire Diaries. If you guys know, that is like my favourite thing to watch. I watch it probably twice a year, and yeah, like pretty much that's it. I would say those are the ones that I haven't read the book, but I know they're a book adaptation. And then things that are books that I've actually read that I've loved, like the adaptation of it. Wicked. I've actually read Wicked. I didn't know they've actually changed the cover. When I went to Waterstones, I saw the changed cover, so I definitely want to read it again with the new cover. I haven't read it since I was really, really young, but I love the book adaptation of it. I'm trying to think of like other. The Fault in Our Stars. That's a great movie. The book is amazing. I feel like the books, obviously most of the time books are better than the movies or the TV shows, but I just simply love it. I just don't think that movies sometimes can fully give the book justice. Just love that movie. Like that movie's just so good. I watched it when I was really young, and I was just so devastated whilst reading it. Just like a movie that everyone has to watch. I feel like I recommend like for a teenager to watch that. But I just love it, and yeah, I'd probably say those ones are the ones that I would say. I don't really have many books that I've read that are movie or TV show adaptations. I might, but I'm not like aware of it. A lot of the movies I do watch, I usually watch the movie and then realise it's a book. Or Harry Potter. I didn't even think of that. I literally just popped in my head now. But Harry Potter, I've read the Harry Potter books previously when I was really young, and if you guys know, they're like my favourite movies in the entire world. Harry Potter, I watch it every year without a fail. This childhood nostalgia that I've had from it, from like when I was really young to even now. That's going to be a movie franchise that I just continue watching for the rest of my life. Like, I'm not going to lie, like I would watch that for the rest of my life. So that's another one. And then also Twilight, that just popped into my head. I haven't read the books, but I absolutely do adore the TV show. It's not a TV show, Amy. It is a movie. I love the movie series. Like, I love all the Twilights. I feel like the Breaking Dawns are actually my favourite. Part 2, Chef's Kiss, or the first Twilight. You can't just beat the first Twilight. That one's just elite itself. But I just love the Twilight movies, but I haven't read the books for them, so that could be potentially something that I can read eventually. Sorry guys, my camera just died. But we're going to move now on to question 5. So the next question is, would you ever do videos on which books should never be adapted? Ooh, that's actually an interesting one. I actually haven't heard of that before, but that sounds like a great video idea, because I obviously see all over TikTok and YouTube and Instagram, everyone always talk about like new movie adaptations that are coming out. Like, for example, I've heard like now the Twisted series are going to be coming out of a TV show. I know Off Campus are doing a TV show for that. I know The Housemaid, they're doing a movie, I believe, for that. And like more different things, like Happy Place I think is becoming a TV show. Funny Stories, something's happening with that. I feel like a lot of them are now having adaptations to them, and I just don't know. I don't even know if I like them myself. Like, I do see them everywhere and I'm like, do I like this? Would I think this should be a TV show or movie? Because I feel like I do agree, like there are some books and I do agree that there are some books that should just stay the books. I don't think they need a movie or TV show. For example, like the Twisted series. Like, even though I love the Twisted series, do I think it should be a TV series? No, like I love the books, but I don't think it needs to be a TV series. But something like The Housemaid, like I've always said when I read that book, like I could see that as a movie. Like I would watch that as a movie. So to see that come out, then I'm like, yeah. But I would definitely do like other books that I think that shouldn't be adapted, or so maybe books that I think should be adapted and books that shouldn't be adapted, because there are so many books as well that I feel like are such great stories but don't reach a wide enough audience, and that they would be so good as a like movie or TV show. But there's also movie and TV shows that have come out and you're like, why did that need to be? Why did that need to exist? Because that did not need to do that. Isn't it boring? Like, I want TV shows and movies to be like the original cult classics. I feel like they just don't do that anymore. I feel like a lot of the movies and TV shows that we see are quite like bland and boring, like the same recycled plot again, and they just become really cringy. As a book got quite very predictable, repetitive content that as a movie is not really going to make a difference. I feel like books should be made into movies or TV shows if they actually have an importance to them, or they would be a really fun story. If it's not going to be really fun and it's not going to be interesting for viewers to watch, because even though like there might be, let's say a book was made into an adaptation, but the only people that have gone to see it is people that have read the book and enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy the book, you're not going to go and watch it. And also the only people that are going to watch it is if they watch the trailer, might not know anything about the book, go watch the trailer, and it seems like when they go and watch the trailer they're like, huh? I didn't know that was what it was about. So I feel like there's a lot of false advertisements for stuff, and I know that was like a massive scandal with This Ends With Us and stuff like that. So that is a very great question. So the next question is, what's your favourite classic books to read? So before we get into that, I'm using this. This is the Mario Badescu Rosewater Spray. I did put in a little bottle when I went to Edinburgh, but I love like spraying this in between layers, usually between like powders and that, but for like a more glowy finish. But as you guys can see, even though like I'm adding some colour to my face, we're going to do a few sprays of this. Whilst that dries, we're going to answer the next question. So in terms of classic books to read, I'm not going to lie, I haven't read many classics. I'm trying to actually think back to when I was at school, because we read a lot of classics in English literature that I was obsessed with. One, A Christmas Carol, that has always been a classic. I loved the movies, I loved the books of it, I loved reading it at school. One of my favourite books to read at school. Jekyll and Hyde, The Mystery of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like I used to love that as well. Like that's such a classic. If you're from America, you might not know these types of classics, but that, Inspector Calls, those are my ideas of classics. But if we're going to think about some other ones, I think Persuasion by Jane Austen, that, Chef's Kiss, Little Women. I've only watched the movies, but I really want to get the books to read the books as well, because I know the books are like probably going to be even better. But the movie adaptation of it, iconic, absolutely iconic. And yeah, I'd probably say those are the ones that I would be like, those are the classics that I really enjoyed reading. I haven't read many classics in the past few years, only probably Persuasion, but there are a few that I do want to read. I can't think of any that I do want to read, but those are the ones that I read pretty much at school that I enjoyed. But I haven't really read a classic since I left school, so that's probably how I would answer that question. So next up we have, would you like to go back to uni for masters, or did you decide not to? So originally, as you guys know, if you're new, you wouldn't know, I was supposed to do a master's when I left. I just didn't know what I wanted to do, and yeah, I really wanted to do a master's. So I came out of university, like I wanted to do a master's in child therapy, and then I started my job, and then through my job, because I was doing my YouTube on the side, I've started to fall in love with creating content and the ins and out of content, and from that I've now decided I wanted to go into digital marketing. And in terms of masters, not going back to education is not like a no-no for me. Like if I want to, I will go back, but I'm just not sure. Like now that it's been quite a long period of time now that I've left uni, I just don't know if I can get into the mindset of studying again. However, because I've been struggling to get into the digital marketing industry, I have been looking at perhaps going back to university to study a master's, because one, it would like broaden my skill set for that type of position. And also I just did love studying. Like the first probably year and a half, I would say, of university I didn't enjoy. Like my first year I didn't enjoy because it was COVID and I was all inside, and I just really couldn't connect with sociology anymore. Like I loved sociology as an A level, and that's why I wanted to do uni, and it kind of fell flat for me. But definitely in like my second and probably third year, I had the most fun with my subject in third year, despite it being like my dissertation year and having loads of exams and graduating, like the life of after uni, post grad. And I just didn't know if I wanted to go back to that mindset, or know if I can. But there's never a no. Like I might go back to school, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just going really where the wind takes me. At the moment, I do very much want to go into digital marketing. That is a career that I see myself doing very long term, and it's just a very rewarding job. However, you can burn out in any job, but for me, I know that I already burn out in the job that I do have, and I'm quite fortunate that we have holidays, so when they are off, we are off. But at the same time, I just know deep down I would rather doing digital marketing, creating content. And that kind of leads us to the next question. So the next question is, would you like to become a full-time content creator, or are you interested in other careers? So obviously, following on from the previous question, I like, in an ideal world, I would love to be a content creator, but I just know that, like, it is possible. Like, I'm not saying it's not possible. Like, I've seen people that have made it on YouTube and has become a content creator. There's loads of people that you see, but I think, one, it is so hard as a person of colour in the UK to be seen. I feel like in the US there's so much more opportunity to grow and to be a content creator, and in the UK it's just not as much of a bigger market. It's not as big, and as a person of colour, it is hard. Like, it is hard in the US as a person of colour in the content creation industry, but also as a person of colour in the UK, is very, very hard. Like, growing up, I never had anyone that did books and stuff like that, so it is very interesting now to see. But in an ideal world, I would love to do content creation, like, full time. Like, if I could get paid to do YouTube and to create content, like, not even just like doing the bookish stuff, but also like making content for maybe for small businesses and getting paid for that, like, I would love to do that. But I'm not sure yet in terms of content creating. In terms of other careers, my other two careers that I am very much interested in is digital marketing. And when I say digital marketing, I want to work within the book publishing industry and to work within like marketing for that, or even writing. I've always enjoyed writing at school and in my spare time. I actually wanted to be a journalist when I was really young at school when I was in sixth form, so I've very much been up and down, and I think that's definitely a career. But also education, I love working within education and working with young people. Love to either do content creation or digital marketing. I don't even know what I've just done with my eyeliner then. It is the Maybelline Hyper Precise All Day. I'm actually going to use this one because the other one is rubbish. So we've done my eyeliner. For some reason the eyeliner is not turning out like as good. On camera it doesn't look that bad, but in person it's not doing what it needs to do. But we're now going to go into my mascara. I actually forgot to bring tissue because I don't like how much mascara goes onto the wand. I've always been weird like that because I just don't like my mascara clumpy, and I feel like sometimes it's just too much product for me. The L'Oreal Paris Telescopic Lift in Extra Black. I love this mascara. It is so good. Like, it is so good. Like, these are my lashes. These are what they look like. I'm quite lucky that because I've got curly hair, I've got curly lashes, so they naturally curl, so I never have to use a wand. But we're just gonna go in with that. I'm gonna quickly do the mascara. Right, so I've just done the first coat of the mascara. That's what she looks like, and whilst we wait for it to dry before we do the second coat, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. So I used the Refy Brow Sculpt in clear. I love this stuff. I always run out of it. This is what my eyebrows like before. I never get them done, so you literally just like brush them up. So whilst we do that, the next question is, what are your favorite self-care activities? So in terms of self-care, obviously, as you guys know, on my channel I do books, but I also do wellness and lifestyle. And for self-care activities, I think my favourite one ultimately would be sitting, reading, like coming out of the shower, like having a fresh shower, coming out and sitting and read, like putting some comfy PJs on and just sitting and reading. Like, that's like my ultimate favourite thing. Like, if I have a bad day and I just feel really down, I just sit and read, maybe put a candle on and I have a fresh shower. Or I spend time with family. Like, if I'm really down, for self-care, I spend time with family. Like, spending time with people that you love can actually really be good for you as well. I feel like some people say like it can drain you, but actually if they're people that you really love, that could be a form of self-care. I would say my self-care activities. I can get them from both hanging out with people, so like my best friends, they very much give me energy, but also being by myself, sitting and reading a book, or even just watching a movie. Exercise is really good, so I would say that this year that is something that I want to incorporate in the year as part of one of my self-care activities to do. So yeah, that's probably what I would say as like my favourite self-care activities. Eyebrows done like that. That's what they look. I feel good. Like once you do your eyebrows, your look starts to come together. I think now we're going to do lips. But those are the end of the questions that I've been given. Now we're going to talk about some questions that I've put. So fun facts about me. One of my fun facts is, if you guys couldn't guess, I am mixed race of mixed heritage. So my mum is from Cyprus, so she's Greek Cypriot, and my dad is from Ghana. So I have quite an interesting mix. What else can I say as a fun fact? If you guys don't know, I'm 22 years of age. I am an Aquarius. I'm about to be 23 next month. My birthday is the 8th of February. I love pasta. I love anything Italian. My favourite cuisine is Italian food. I love pizza, lasagna. Lasagna is like my all-time favourite dish. Like if anyone needed to know what my last meal would be, it would probably be some type of lasagna, and I just love eating. What other fun facts could I say about me? I don't really have any fun facts really about me. Like, my life's quite not boring. Like, I have a very content life. I obviously work. I work full time. I do content creation, and in terms of like my goals for 2025, in terms of my channel, my goal is to reach 10k. Like, for me, that sounds very deluded, as I've only just reached 1k, and every time I feel like I post a video, I lose subscribers. But my goal for this year is to reach 10k, to go out more, to enjoy and just put myself out there more, because I used to always like be a people pleaser, and then I went for a stage where I didn't become a people pleaser, and then now I just become antisocial. Like, just half of me is antisocial. So this year, one of my goals for my channel is to branch out, do more like lifestyle and wellness. I'm gonna be doing more like mood reading and like challenges like that, maybe like 200-page day challenges, reading books from like my favorite authors, reading books from like my favorite YouTubers, stuff like that. And I'm excited for 2025 and to see where life takes us. My goal as well is to start saving more and to stop spending too much money, because I feel like every time I blink I spend some money on stuff. So this year I'm trying to prioritize my spending and what I'm spending stuff on. So that is another thing. In terms of lips, so I've just done my lip liner. I did the chestnut lip light pencil from MAC. I also go in with the lip liner that I have now lost, which is burgundy. This is both from MAC. Both of these are MAC lip liners. I actually love MAC lip liners with my life. Like, they're the best things ever, and I usually use this to go over. So obviously chestnut is very much brown, so this is how I do my lips. I don't overline them. Now if I do overline them, I do have a double lip. I didn't realise until last year, but I like to go over with the burgundy. Recently, since I've gone to the Jisoo pop-up, I bought the cherry on the cake, but this one's such a pretty colour. Like let me put at the bottom here, like shimmer to it, and every time I do my lips, I feel like it just makes the look like 10 times better with my makeup. But that's pretty much her done. Like, I'm going to take off my headband and we're going to shake out my curls. But I'm really happy with the way my makeup turned out, and my hair as well. I've also been seeing that people say that if you do the middle part in, you can't get volume. My hair's a definition. Like, I don't like my hair in like side part in. Like, this is what it looks like if it's a side part in, or side part in that end. Like, I just don't like the way that looks. Like, I've always been a middle part in girl. Like, I just love a middle part in. Like, I just feel really good. I just feel really cute. So yeah, that is the end of my makeup. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys liked the finished result. And my curls, I feel like they're popping. For day 5, they're really popping. Like, if you want your curls to look nice, embrace the frizz. All I've got to say is embrace the frizz, because if you don't embrace the frizz, you're never going to get the volume that you need. And yeah, that is really it. That is my hair done. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you give it a like and a subscribe. Follow my socials down below. Please follow me, guys, on Instagram, because we're on 1K on here, but on my Instagram I'm far from it, and I post more regularly on my Instagram, and I'm going to be starting to post some short form content. So if you guys want to see more of me, definitely recommend following my Instagram because it's a cute one. And then also obviously follow my channel if you haven't. And I just am appreciative of all of you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That is it for now. I hope you guys all okay. That's really it, really. That's all I've got to say. So that's going to be the end of today's video, everyone. Got nothing else to say. So stay blessed, everyone. And as I always say, I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.